Welcome to the Crow's Nest. We're here today with Luann from Apple Valley Plumbing. Luann, thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Thank you for coming. Just really sitting around talking, sort of a forum to talk about the software and your experience with the software and your experience overall in the industry. Why don't you tell people a little bit about your company? How old is it? How big is it? How long have you been in the industry?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have about 3,000 portable toilets. The company was originally started in 1979. I've been with it 6 years. And when I first came to the business, I was not in that business prior to. So the portable toilet section was still done on paper route books. There were no tablets. It was so antiquated. And the software that the company was currently using, I felt like playing the Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
I felt like it was very antiquated.
Yeah.
So I looked for something new.
Right.
And I went to a women's conference, and there were so many discussions of softwares. How do you navigate finding the one, that special unicorn that works and works for you? So Crow was one of the companies that I had narrowed it down to. I narrowed it down to 2 or 3, and then I called and I did a demo. The demo was great. So I went on Crow's just general website, and there was a little ticker on there. A lot of businesses that use Crow.
Right.
So I Googled each one of them,
Yeah.
found their phone number, called each one of them, and personally asked each one, tell me the truth.
It's so good.
Yeah, is this what I should do? Like,
Yeah.
how do you love it? Do you hate it?
Yeah.
And obviously the response was good enough that we switched.
Awesome.
We went to Crow for our portable toilets.
Yeah.
And I have to say the process of switching, because our company is so old and has so many toilets and so many customers,
Right.
the process was huge. We worked with your company, and we worked with a local computer guy, because we're not super computer people,
Right.
toilet people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so there were 40,000 customers.
40,000.
40,000
Well, 1979. That's a lot.
and it's a lot of people.
Wow.
Yeah. So we have 40,000 customers in our customer base.
Yeah.
And I can't say that the whole process of switching over was seamless.
No.
There were challenges for sure.
Yeah.
But it was worth it.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was worth it. And when people ask me, would you do it again? I
Yeah.
would do it, because I felt like the end result was worth it.
Yeah, and I think that happens a lot with anything, right? Where things aren't going to go right all the time. They don't go right in your business all the time. They don't go right in ours. But I feel that how you deal with those issues is really important. Even speaking to that, those issues that we have, because every company has issues. How do you feel that Crow deals with updates or an issue that you may have had? How do we deal with that?
Especially our initial switching over. There were like daily emails and daily phone calls. When I would call during that section of time, I didn't even have to say, I'm like, hey, it's Luann. And for sure, it was an ongoing process for a long time. And we did choose to stay with our current software that we had then for a period of time, so that our billing wasn't affected until we got everything inputted into Crow, and we could compare them and make sure that we were spot on.
Yeah.
And that we could get some history in there into Crow, and then we switched over our billing. We took some safety precautions just to make sure our customers weren't affected negatively in the process of us switching.
Yeah.
So I feel like doing that extra made it go a little better.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And if maybe we were a smaller or younger company, we would have been able to just switch.
The trend. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I think that's important. I think that each client, each new client, you have to look at that organization, and you have to be able to sort of mesh it, if you will, with how do you do business? How does the software do business? And it's going to change how you do business. But bringing that safety net into it and going, okay, I'm comfortable, and we can really move forward. That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't feel like you can just give it to a company and say, here, make my entire universe better instantly. You have to do your own due diligence.
Yeah, your own work with something.
Yeah. Yes, because it is a process. So I guess I would encourage anyone who is a smaller growing company who is not happy with where they're at, do it now.
Yeah.
Do it right now.
Isn't that the truth though? Where as you're growing, even starting that portable toilet or the septic or roll-off business, look at the software now, and because the learning process, when you're only dealing with 10 or 20 or 100 customers.
Right.
Now all of a sudden you've got 40,000 customers.
Yes.
Like, oh my gosh, how do I switch all of this over? It
Yes.
could be a daunting task.
It was very daunting. And for us, a lot of our customers weren't current. We don't have 40,000 customers who service every day, but they were in our old software. So then trying to weave that out.
Yeah.
Again,
Clean
it was a process that involved us, involved both sides. And I know there are some smaller companies who feel they're too small to say pay for software until they feel like, well, I can do it myself until I get to this point.
Right.
Yes, that maybe is true.
Yeah.
Maybe you can. But once you get to that overwhelming point, do it right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. As soon as if you start it now, your life is going to be easy, because now all of a sudden you have to take that time away from your business to start implementing the software, because you really, really need it.
Yes.
Right? You've outgrown the pen and paper, and it's not effective.
Yeah, we had to have our ladies in the office come in multiple weekends in a row, doing the switch over so it didn't affect our normal business hours.
Right.
And had we been smaller and done it sooner, it would have gone much faster.
Imagine it really sort of helped clean up your operation as well, where you've got all of this older data and pens and papers, and 1979. That's
huge.
That's a lot. That's a lot of paper.
It is huge. It is huge. And we weren't on a tablet before.
Right.
Yes. And so our route drivers were literally signing off on a card that was for that customer saying they serviced it. Well, okay, that's great. Well, what if they don't? What if they write on the wrong card, or when was it? A customer will call and say your driver wasn't here.
Right.
And we can look at the tablet, we can look at Crow, and we can say, well, he was there. And we can check our GPS tracking, and it says that he was there at 5:14. Were you still there at 5:14 on your job site?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I left at 2:30.
Great for accountability then, right?
Great for accountability.
Yeah.
And then the driver, if he does fail it, has multiple choices, which I chose myself. It wasn't something that you set up in the software.
Right.
I was able to choose what my choices are as to why they're failing. So we live in an area that has a lot of snow and ice, and driveways aren't plowed.
Right.
So I have road not accessible as one of my reasons for failure.
Right.
We have lots of them. We have lots of reasons.
Yeah.
And in Arizona, maybe full of scorpions. I don't know.
Rattlesnake. I'm not going.
Rattlesnake.
Yeah,
Reason
exactly.
for failure.
So customizable enough for you to meet your needs.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes. And so when they do fail it, we know exactly why. And then if you really have great drivers, they have the option with their tablet of taking a photo. And so if it's a job site where the gates are closed, during certain hours, but they get there during their normal hours, but for whatever reason the job site closed, then they pick gate/job site closed, and then they can literally take a picture of the gate closed. Or one that's helped us so many times is unit blocked. So just the unit itself is blocked, not the job site.
Yeah.
And customers say, no, we never park in front of the unit. We never park. I don't know how many times a day I hear that. We never park in front of the unit. And I can click my photo and I can say, well, it looks like a 2000 GMC white pickup with license number CJ, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Right. That was the drywaller.
Yeah. Please.
And
Have you found that's been a good impact for your customer relations?
it has, because then they're embarrassed and they say they're sorry and they hang up
Right.
and then go yell at their drywaller.
Yeah.
Da-da-da.
And then I imagine that sort of helps moving forward, where it's like, oh yeah, we have been blocking, and really helping to build that customer relation.
It has, because that guy doesn't want to call and say it's blocked again.
Yeah.
And have you prove that he was wrong.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, oh, I should look into this. And we have asset numbers for our units. You can put that right in there.
Yep.
So then if there's a question, we do a lot of large job sites.
Right.
They'll say there's 2 units that didn't get cleaned. And how do you say which 2 units on a job site that has 80 toilets?
Right.
How do you do that? We'll say, can you look at blah, 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 where our asset numbers are? Can you read that number to me? And then we can look and see, did the driver fail it or service it? Or we can say, hey, these 2 asset numbers, go find these 2.
Go rip out and get those cleaned up.
Yeah. So you can put those right in.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So it sounds like a really good impact, not only just for yourself and the organization, but it's really helping with your customer relationships.
Right? Correct. Yes. And I mean, another avenue of which we're speaking is you have multiple contractors on one job site, and you have asset numbers and he says, pick up my unit. Even though the two units may be sitting right next to each other, the electricians know this is theirs, and the drywallers know this is theirs.
Yeah.
And if you pick up the electricians, and it was the drywallers that was really to be picked up,
Yeah.
oh, everybody's upset.
Yeah.
So with these asset numbers, and you know who is who,
Yeah.
it's so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just avoid that whole phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Avoiding those phone calls. You want to have those calls. And when
Avoid-
you're
Yes.
calling the customer, you want to have that information right there, so
Right there.
you know what's
Mhm.
going on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's awesome. I
Yes.
really appreciate you taking the time.
Oh.
Thank you so much for
Yeah.
sitting down with me today. And I think it's going to help a lot of, either new clients or existing clients of Pro, where now you can go on and really see
I agree.
who you are, what's going on. All the best to you.
All right, you
Thank
too.
you so much.
So nice
Really
to meet you.
appreciate it. Thank you.